Hi, students. This mainly hiding behind a PowerPoint here. I was asked to give an example of what I might want for the logical fallacies PowerPoint digital presentation, if you will. I just did mine through PowerPoint as an example. Excuse me. Susie Student did hers through PowerPoint. Um, just letting you see that I'm starting off with an introductory or a title slide. Um, and it's basically, as you can see, it's just very simple. It's the name of the fallacy I'll be talking about. It's got the course and the student's name on it. Um, Give me something that it's kind of an overview or an explanation. You don't need to tell me what a logical fallacy is. I know what a logical fallacy is very intimately. Um, just launch into telling me what the fallacy is. That the fallacy is, we see with this one, it's called the wisdom of repugnance. We see this one, it's known very informally as the yuck factor or the appeal to disgust. So we're giving just an overview or an explanation of it. We see that Susie goes on to say, that it's a negative response to something, serves as evidence for evil character of the thing. Some of the examples that she offers to kind of back up her explanation. If we don't like chocolate cake, we look at the negative side of it. Most of us find mucus disgusting, so we don't want to hear about the benefits of mucus. A lot of people find it pretty gross that sometimes we're out in public and we'll see something where it's talking about the flowers being watered with non-potable water. They'll tell you don't drink the water, or this water is not for drinking, because there is something that makes it unclean for humans, but it's fine for flowers. Think about if we're humans and we're drinking water that maybe was contaminated at some point with manure. We're not going to like that. Ew, that's disgusting. But flowers like manure. They're going to love that stuff. We would find that gross. So if we can, we find the history of it. We see. I'm just trying to, with these things, give a picture, just something to break up, the background. So we see, I was lucky enough to find the history of the wisdom of repugnance, the yuck factor. We see, Susie was. We see it's just the wisdom of repugnance. It was coined by Leon Cass. It's used in bioethics, like human cloning or same-sex marriage, pornography, marijuana legalization, alternative sexualities, or early abortion. We find some of those things repugnant, disgusting, ew. Yeah. So we use that argument. We see there is a picture on the slide here of Leon Cass and Dolly the sheep. Now, if I were talking in class about this, to give an example, which I guess I am, a lot of people, when Dolly the sheep was cloned, were kind of grossed out because she didn't really have parents per se. She was cloned. And the idea of a human cloning kind of freaked some people out. Dolly the sheep freaked people out. So we look at the criticism. We look at the other side. Why some people say it's not an argument. And you notice I have a couple times we're going to test me out. or we're going to test Susie out. And we see that I have done some in-text citation with this. So we're going to test it out in the end. So the criticism, looking at the other side, why would people not believe this is a fallacy, or why is it not, why would it not be an argument? Leon Cass says that disgust is not an argument. He says in crucial cases, repugnance is an emotional expression. So some people would say it's an appeal to an emotion. The emotion is repugnance. Some people say it's loaded language. Some people will say it's a defense mechanism. We don't like things, we stay away from things. So we see, how did it get called the yuck factor? This was, the idea was coined by Arthur Caplan, who's a bioethicist at the University of Pennsylvania. Caplan describes it as instinctive responses against new technology, like I mentioned, the wastewater reclamation. It's disgusting to drink it, but like I had said, the recycled water, maybe it was exposed somehow to manure, so flowers would love it. It's just non-potable. We can't drink it. Some people think that's gross. If a flower can't drink water, that I can't drink, well, we shouldn't use it. I don't always agree. So we kind of see, again, the idea from an article by Schmidt. He cites a psychology professor, Paul Rosen. We're looking at just getting a little bit more examples of the argument here. You guys may not need to have as many, but we see, it's Paul Rosen. He's talking about, how the yuck factor is connected with disgust, and that fear accompanies disgust. And so we see moral violations trigger disgust, like creating and destroying human embryos. The thing that I've been hearing that's it's almost a yuck factor, or possibly a wisdom of repugnance is, well, of course the coronavirus is going to come from China. They eat bats. Isn't that disgusting? We connect it like that. So we see, it's that the yuck factor can be culturally based. Like we see in Japanese, horse meat. They think it's tasty, but dog and horse meat's banned in California. I know people who will not eat Chinese food because they think it's cat, and they love they go, I love cats. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat that. So here's another example. There was a few years ago, Lady Gaga was performing at the Video Music Awards, and she kind of stripped down, and we see that the Smith family is kind of reacting in an "oh my God" kind of way. We see they're agape. So we're just kind of going through. We're giving we're trying to do an introductory slide. We're trying to do an overview. We're trying to find the history of it. Where did it come from, or what is it connected to? This is one that some students have trouble with. We're looking at criticism. We're looking at the other side of what it's like. And then, we're finding, examples. This, I kind of went overboard a little bit. I helped Susie go overboard. But we see, I wanted to give you some examples with it. I want you to be able to show me that you really understand it. Now, the last slide can be a works cited, and we see Susie did quite well. The only problem I have with Susie's PowerPoint, which there is not much problem to be had with it, is that Susie has MLA 7 instead of MLA 8. Um, and very minor things, but hopefully this will help kind of seeing just some of the samples with it. Nobody turn this in now. So just let me know if you need any more help with it. I hope this helps. I will talk to you guys later.